let us move on to the next one. Here's one of those ones where, I feel like, I was going to say I don't know how many like IGN readers watch this show, but I think a lot of them probably did when they were kids. It was on for so damn long, and then it was perennial in repeats. Married with Children. Which, suddenly this past week was the news of a spin-off was the terminology they used, although it's more of a sequel series that Sony owns Married with Children. They produced Married with Children, and that they are having conversations about bringing a new version of Married with Children that would most likely be about Bud Bundy and his family. Much like we're getting a new vacation movie.
That's right,
about
Rusty Griswold.
The reboot / sequel. That's the thing, yeah.
It's weird. It wouldn't be the first time there's been a second a series with a supporting character on one show kind of getting their own series, like Trapper John.
Yes.
It was on MASH, but completely different incarnation of this character.
Completely different.
For a long time had his own show. Or, Frasier. Kind of getting his own thing. I mean, so I guess Bud Bundy, do people really want that? I mean, you probably won't get Alan Pegg showing up, although I suppose Pegg is available now.
I think
Sons
you
of
would.
The
assumption being that Faustino would star in it, right? And the one thing I will say is that those four are really tight. They've come back for several reunions. They did the Fox anniversary special. All four of them came back. Katie Sagal just got her star on the Walk of Fame, and they were all there. All the people from Married with Children.
So Ed O'Neill's cool with it?
Ed O'Neill just did David Faustino's podcast last week.
Oh, wow. What about Applegate?
And it's her too. So I feel like the fact that all of them are so close, if Faustino starred in this show, he could probably get them to pop up once a year.
So this would be a network show. I wonder what it would be like if it was kind of like a single camera, almost like more cable-like show.
Yeah, like completely changed. That's interesting.
If you did it almost sort of like Arrested Development style or Curb Your Enthusiasm style.
That would be really interesting.
Just kind of follow Bud instead of doing it like just a standard sitcom thing.
Yeah, I mean that I'd be very curious. That's a good question. Yeah, will they do it? Again, it's Sony. Right now it's in development. We don't know if it'll happen. If it does, we'll end up at Fox. That would be the first place I'm sure they'll meet. But it could necessarily.
Wouldn't that be amazing though if it turned into this sort of like another long-running success? The way how long was the original show on?
Okay,
it was on for like 8 years?
No, it was on for 11 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, and here's the one reason I want this to happen.
No wonder they're close.
I wasn't even a giant Married with Children fan. I liked it, but I never was like my brother. I keep mentioning my brother. He watched every episode.
He should be on this podcast.
But I liked it, but my brother, like many people, loved it. The show was around for 11 years. But it was
like their 2.5 Men, except good.
Except they got screwed over, unlike 2.5 Men. They didn't have a finale. They just had Fox deciding not to renew it. And I always think, if you were on for 11 years...
What if that was the series is... He's been spending all these years trying to find his family.
Right.
They just disappeared one day, and that was it.
This is why I want the sequel series, just to give us closure.
He's Bud Bundy, P.I.
That's right.
It's like The Leftovers. People just disappeared, and Bud Bundy has to figure out why.
Al floating off of his chair. There's a lot of possibilities.
And he ended up married to Sofia Vergara.
There you go. I am very intrigued by your idea of what if they did it a single camera, and it was just totally like...
I feel like they should. I feel like the standard sitcom format, while it's still widely used, I just feel like it's a thing of the past. I feel like people are more used to sort of for lack of a better way of putting it, a movie feel to their TV shows now.
I mean, it's always that double-sided coin because I agree with you, and then yet Big Bang Theory is the number one comedy on TV, and all the CBS comedies get huge ratings. But with something that was, look, Married with Children was legitimately pushing the envelope and very edgy for its time. But these days, when you look for that, I think you do look for the single camera stuff.
Now, will this be on Fox or FX?
Well, that's what you're saying is we don't know if it'll be on either of those. It's because Sony owns it, so they can sell it to anyone. I mean, kind of like how there's a funny example.
So it could be on AMC.
It could be anywhere. Kind of like
bizarre.
Like how the when the new 90210 was on CW, not Fox, because it's like a studio owned it, and they just licensed it over. Again, I do think Fox is going to be the first ones they meet.
What if he's on AMC? What if Bud Bundy goes to see Saul Goodman
Well, there you go.
You need some, think of all the crossovers you
Sony
could do.
does own Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, so this is all
and they
possible.
own Walking Dead, right?
No, AMC owns Walking Dead.
Okay.
Yeah. But they could do the Better Call Saul crossover.
Bud Bundy and Jesse Pinkman turned out to have been buddies.
I like that. I'd watch that.
I'm telling you, man. That's who Bud buys his weed from.
It's all connected. We'll find out what happens.